I'm a fan of the star we are.
What's up, everybody? I'm Super Cowboy.
And I'm Princess Angie, and you are tuned in to The Star We Are.
Hi, this is Jane Slater, and you are listening to The Star We Are.
Plugged in and switched on. This is The Star We Are, live.
All right. I'm excited, guys. Let's get into this thing.
When the Cowboys win in spades, then everything comes up aces the rest of the week for me.
Ooh.
I like that.
Bars, Landry with the bars. And you know what? That's a perfect time to segue. While for me, you know where I was at. I thought he was going to get like $250 million from another team as a signing bonus, and then plus our money, the 40 or whatever it was, So I didn't think there was any way we were going to get him for a total contract of $240. I'm eating crow on that one. I did not think Dak was signing. I said it all off season. He's not putting pen on paper this, and he did before the season started. I'll eat it.
Probably devastated everybody at first, watching Jake Ferguson get hurt on the field, limp off. I thought he was done. I thought he was done for.
I'm with you.
Luckily, the man must be made of steel. He just has an MCL sprain, dodging a bullet on a major injury. With Hunter Lipke seeing tight end action during the Browns game, we will see more of him. So I'm kind of excited for that. I don't think he's had enough play time, and I want to see more of him on the field. Kalen Carson, I thought the same thing. They said he was very quick. Yeah, bring up that walking seatbelt.
Right.
Jerry Jones said he couldn't have drawn it up better for Kalen Carson, taking all the credit for that.
And against Amari Cooper, which we said on the BKT podcast, which you guys can go check out on Spotify and on Twitter, that we even wanted to see Kalen Carson against Amari.
You just told us.
Say that one more time.
Fact check.
It was the first return touchdown for us since 2017, and it was Ryan Switzer had an 83-yarder against Washington.
He did.
You don't get the bar. No pooping in the yard. Shh, quiet. And we put him to bed. Bad dog. That's right. We went over there and we with the news, we rolled up the newspaper.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Tolbert had an opportunity he missed. Brandon Aubrey looked absolutely beautiful out there. Everybody else looked good defensive-wise. I was very impressed defensive-wise, but man, offense. I was hoping to feel a little more security than I do. I mean, I'm secure. I'm happy with it, but I was just hoping for a little bit more to the way we were dominating them everywhere else.
Defense overall, they probably would get the 87 if I scored them individually. 82.5 on this first rating.
Mike McCarthy was absolutely cooking for the first few drives of that game. Think about being a Cincinnati Bengal fan. They got a super guy who I believe is the second best quarterback in the league in Joe Burrow. And they won't get him an offensive line. They won't pay his weapons, and he struggles to stay healthy because of it. They give away his running back. They don't really haven't had a great defense around there in a while. We went and drafted 2 stud offensive linemen and paid both of our stars. So I don't really know what people want to say we hate it here. Just imagine being fans of some other teams, man. We took care of business this offseason. We did. We had to do this. This team looks solid.
Yeah. And Deshaun is over there contemplating his life decisions. Like, he really is like, this sucks. I don't want to go out there and do this job. Like,
with how many times he got sacked, I don't blame him.
The long shot of the week is going to be the New England Patriots picking up a victory against the Cincinnati Bengals. 2 fumbles that they lost was the difference in the game. New England Patriots, kudos to them. They're certainly not tanking. Not that they have a reason to. They already have a quarterback. But, a real surprise. The legend/legends of the week are going to be our 2 USFL undrafted free agents turned Pro Bowlers and maybe the best, players at their positions in the league. Brandon Aubrey is the best kicker in the league. That's just what's going on. We're 100% convinced he'll break the record this year. And then Kevontae Turpin feels like he's about to break one, and out he goes.
And another Bajorquez punt.
I couldn't imagine I would see a kicker line up for a 71-yarder and be like, well, this is about to break the record. And not only is he going to break it, nobody's going to break it for 50 years.
I'm going to give you my jewels. It's Jimmy's jewels. And I don't know what on your dirty mind, but what I mean is the 2 players that stood out for me this week. And that is my man, Kalen Walking Seatbelt Carson. He was over the top on a deep route. I wish I had some media for you. He was quick to the ball on a slant route to break up a pass. He almost got his hands on one play in a zone perfectly where he sat on the inside route, but was deep enough to take away the top route. JTuck151, anywhere on the internet. He's a superstar at what he does. Draft analyst, film breakdown. And so I had to go cop some of his work. He gave me permission. I really appreciate you, Tuck, for it. Let's watch this Eric Kendricks play right here.
He's digesting, right? So he's the IQ guy lined up. And once again, fighting through the garbage. Great, man. This is assignment-based football, right? So you're not just doing off your instincts. You're going directly in the gap that's planned. Now,
Eric Kendricks is going to fast-track Mike Zimmer's defense to these young guys, and they're going to play sound, disciplined football. You've seen it week one. You're going to see it week after week. The Browns are a solid run team. Jerome Ford averaged 4.5 yards a carry last year. He averaged 3.2 on the ground, I believe it was, if I'm not mistaken, against my boys this week. So way to go, Eric Kendricks. Way to go, Mike Zimmer's defense. That's Jimmy's Jewels of the Week. And the way you can fan responsibly today is by showing the Star We Are some love, hitting the like, hitting the subscription button, turning on your notifications so you always know when we're live so you can stop by and throw us some likes, drop some comments, which I see people doing right now. We've got Falcon dropping another one.
Wait a second. I haven't had a negative thought about a play call yet. Not once have I. Kellen Moore used to start the season. I used to say it 3 times in the first 2 drives.
Yeah, that play felt weird. Yeah, why'd we run that? Mm-hmm.
Perfect. I mean,
almost
almost
had to hit the curse sensor on Landry just then. Oof.
Just had to show him, yes, I was.
Oh my goodness.
And therefore Samantha has 0 cramps in her life.
I love pickle juice all the time.
Perfect segue. You love to eat all day long. Hopefully EJ's still in here before he's going into his show because he was just mentioning it. Star stat of the week is that the defense ate all day long. Deshaun Watson pressured on 45% of his dropbacks. We were talking about it earlier, taking brutal hits. The defensive line guys talk about it.
With the 2 starting tackles out, we absolutely destroyed that offensive line. And so it leads me to believe that even if the starting tackles were in, we still would have gave them quite a bit of problems, you know.
DeMarvion Overshown showed me the reminiscent of the Micah closing speed. Oh my gosh. When this guy puts his foot in the ground, he closes. So that looked like a full recovery to me. He was flying.
So 6 sacks on Deshaun Watson. I mean, Deshaun don't want some. Parsons had 11 pressures, which made him tied for most in the NFL with Aiden Hutchinson. DeMarcus Lawrence finished with 7 pressures, 2 sacks, and a forced fumble. Marshawn Nealon, woohoo! 5 quarterback pressures. Hey, his ball's still back there, chilling with my stuff. Overshown got a sack, which I loved him this last week. And then the Browns settled for 7 punts, 2 turnovers on downs, and 2 interceptions.
I mean, it was lovely. Great performance by Zimmer's defense. Way to go. Star stat of the week. Pressure cooking that Watson up.
Arizona Cardinals last year. Should have been the easiest butt kicking in the century. But it wasn't. And I'm going to take that into consideration. Now, I don't have any faith in Derek Carr. None.
Good. Don't. I don't either. Same. I don't have any problem back during that because I absolutely love that she dropped just a straight crap bomb on the Saints. Like they were going to come into Dallas week 1 in AT&T and do nothing.
He ran him. I mean, it was 4 yards of carry. Look, he only had 40 yards. He only got 10 touches. It was 4 yards of carry. The one time you asked him to do the Zeke thing, he just cruises into the end zone. He was good.
He
laid there for his touchdown. I was happy. Yeah, that was crazy.
I mean, it's not like the guy even went low to get him and he jumped him. He hurdled him. The guy was at like a full stance. I don't have any Saints in this team. I don't care what their receivers were. I'm not scared of Alvin Kamara. They beat up on the worst team in football this year, guys.
Not much shade. The worst.
My heart is with Bryce Young.
I'm close to Sam on this one. I think we're not going to need as much offensively. So I'm going to go 31 on this one instead of the 33 we had last game. I'll go 31. And I'll give them we'll go 13, man. I can't see them getting in the end zone twice at AT&T Stadium.
The exact same score as last week. Because I said there are the Cleveland Browns, so I'm going to go 31-17. They have the worst offensive line in the league. Three new starters. They've got a tackle that they just drafted in the first round as one of those 3 new starters. And widely across the board, they're ranked as the worst offensive line in the NFL. So that's going to catch up to them. So here we're going to run this fun stinger, and we're going to roll a couple minutes on each one.
Trust or bust.
Take it. Trust or bust in the New Orleans Saints offensive explosion against Carolina? Not at all. Carolina is the worst team in the league. like I said, they're yeah, that's a bust, and they're definitely going to worst offensive line in the league, going to catch up to them, certainly against a defense like us.
I'm busting. They may have beat the Carolina Panthers, but they need to play a good team to actually see what they're actually worth.
I'm gonna have to trust that they're gonna come into AT&T and get stomped on. So if I'm a
I
total
was waiting for
bust,
the sound.
absolutely no way
I
do
would
I
say,
trust
wait
these
a
guys.
minute.
I trust they're gonna get whooped, so we can move off of that topic.
Now, I feel like replacing Fergie is not the word. So we're gonna call this like temporary employment.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go with trust overall, but it's a little shaky of a trust.
So I'm a bust on them replacing Jake Ferguson, but not in it causing too much detriment to the Dallas Cowboys. The run blocking, maybe get a little more exotic with the runs, and so then do different things with our tight ends for the next couple weeks than we would have per se if we had Jake Ferguson. So I'm a bust on them replacing Jake Ferguson and hurry back, buddy. Yeah, trust or bust. Caleb Williams perceived superstardom because week 1 wasn't all that. 93 yards passing, 10 completions, under 50%. No interceptions, the only thing he did right. By the way, I'm a huge bust.
The emphasis on huge.
Like a mic drop bust on Caleb Williams superstardom.
But I've got to remind Landry that in this game where Caleb Williams only had 93 yards, I had to look a little further into the deep numbers and notice that there were 4 total drops. One was a shallow pass, but the other 3 passes that were dropped, and they were clear drops, would have led for a total of, I believe it was 38 yards, and one of them was a touchdown by Keenan Allen. So all of a sudden, then it's over 100 yards and a touchdown.
All of a sudden, if 3 people drop the ball, he has over 100 yards. My gosh.
Well over, like 140.
Just cruising.
With a touchdown, though.
Because KT scores on a quick one. We go 3 and out when the defense gives us the ball and end up kicking 3. Like, we had the points
the context of the game.
We had the points that say he should have a whole lot of yards and stuff, but he didn't have to. He did everything he was asked to do. Don't get me started. You got me wound up, Caleb.
I was gonna say, if we ever need to listen to Landry rant, we'll just bring up Caleb Williams and hold on.
100%.
It's a tough league. He'll adjust or he'll bust. That's all I have to say. I mean,
adjust or bust. Well, guys, we're gonna get out of here. Thanks again for supporting the Star We Are. For fans, by fans. Catch us next Tuesday, 6 p.m.